I totally believe it's small town culture. I really think you can see a difference between kids that are playing at that level that come from a small town and kids that maybe come from a big city. It's more tight, I guess you could say, compared to not as close in a big city, right? In Canadian small towns especially, hockey is like a glue. It's what keeps it together.
Just growing up in a small town, we didn't, it wasn't as crazy as it is now, I don't think. We just played, everyone played, we skated outside, frozen lakes. I think just the whole experience and learning to love the game and getting involved in hockey when I was young.
Of the nearly 40 current NHL players from BC, there are many that come from small towns.
Not all guys are from Vancouver. There's a lot of guys from small towns. There's Carey Price from Anaheim Lake, played in Williams Lake. There's Duncan Keith from Penticton. There's Jamie Benn from Victoria. There's Justin Schultz from West Kelowna. Just down the road, there's in Sycamoose, there's Shea Weber and Cody Franson.
It's tough to say without coming across the wrong way, but I know as a group, the people in the NHL, the players, you know, I couldn't tell you how many times I've had people come up to us and go, you guys are so different than, you know, the football players that we've met or basketball players. You guys, you know, you seem like normal people. I've had a ton of people say that, and I think, you know, for myself, coming from a small town, you know, my dad was a big preacher in that area, and no matter what type of success you have, if you have no success, you don't change who you are.
Remember that, huh? Oh yeah, you did too.
Yeah.
Can't have a whole bunch of time left in it. I've never seen a team struggle to score like this. God almighty.
Even Bolton said before the game, he said the three wishes, his third one was, please score. Somebody please score.
So limited right now. I just look at him as a just good, solid, proven NHLer. And I could not be more prouder of that fact. I know our family, you know, from his sister to his brother to our family back in Saskatchewan, we could not. The kid will never know how proud we are. He'll never know, you know. And for my other two kids, it's the same thing. You know, like we consider ourselves fortunate to have the kids we have and how they've turned out, and we could not be prouder as parents.
You know, my dad worked at the rink from the time I was born, so we had a lot of access to ice and extra ice on top of what our minor hockey teams practice lots were through the week. My dad would pull me out of school sometimes in elementary school, and I'd miss half a day, and he'd take me to the rink, and nobody'd be in there but me and him, and we'd just go out and work on things.
And here's Cody here, and here's Shea here. Looks like Shea's going after the ball, and our youngest son, Kane. The three of them, yeah, they're awfully young in this picture. You've got Shea there, and then there's Cody here, and Kane there. They've learnt somewhere along the line how to separate the two things on how tough and mean you got to be on the ice, because that's what the game brings. It brings it out of you. And I think they've learnt with the type of coaches they've had and the family upbringing, they've learnt, but you don't act like that when you're not playing the game. Their mindsets are the same, and to me, I'm proud of both of them, how they've learned how to separate. I believe that especially when it comes to character, you know, in a small community, a lot of people see each other more often on a regular basis, like a day-to-day basis, right? You know, it's almost like every day. A lot of you see a lot of the same people, like whether you're at the post office, whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're at the arena, how they mature and who they become, because they're around these same people all the time. It's a big daily part of their life, and I think it rubs off that way.
I would say that small towns, they have the infrastructure, but they don't have the competition, and that's what hurts. Like, those kids get better playing against better, so it makes it tough. You know, small towns, they can do really good things. They've got good support groups. They've usually got pretty good facilities. It's just that next step that hurts them. So. In BC, there was very stringent rules on where you could play. If you were a kid from Nanaimo, you could only play in Nanaimo. Whereas Alberta's always had larger draw zones, so the better kids, would migrate into those big centers and play and have some really good teams.
Since the academies play in their own league, the newly formed CSSHL, they aren't confined by the same regional restrictions that apply to minor hockey programs and can recruit players from anywhere, even other provinces. Connor McLennan is one of the highest-ranked forwards for this year's WHL draft and comes from the small town of Wainwright, Alberta, home to legendary coach and general manager Glenn Sather.
For us to play high-level elite hockey in Alberta, he would have had to travel 100 kilometers every day to drive to Lloydminster and eat and sleep in a vehicle 10, 11 o'clock at night, getting home and tired. And kids get burnt out in a vehicle more than burnt out on the ice. So we considered that and kind of helped POE with the Alberta kids. I knew who was the elite kids.
After playing spring hockey with some of Alberta's best players, he and his father Jamie convinced a few of them to come to Kelowna to help form a super team in their draft year.
Picked up Krinkovic and Neighbors and Prokop, who excelled big time this year. All the kids competing every day, 2 hours a day. They're playing against elite kids every day, so it's a competition for them for sure. They work hard every day. They push each other, game in, game out, day in, day out.
There is going to be a very tight lineup. We've got some of the top kids from Alberta. We got a few BC kids. Going into the season, I knew I wouldn't be the top player on the team. I'd have to work my way into the lineup and earn my spot on the top line, or if I'm on the second line, go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Spend most of my time in here, actually, driving. Still enjoy it, though. They usually have some good stories to say in the mornings.
I would say what the Pursuit of Excellence Hockey Academy can offer to the hockey player these days is a little bit of a controlled environment. So the customer or the player knows what he's getting every day. Our curriculum here is set down by experiences by guys like Dave Roy and Glenn Knack, and passed down, and our day-to-day never changes. Like, we get two hours of ice daily. We get an hour of off ice with great guys like Shane Pizzi, and then obviously with our skills, whether it's a combination of myself or Mikael Blanner. So every day it's much like going to school. You're going to get those core things that I think are so essential right now in the hockey world to get to the next level. Kids in 6 months' time, or less than 6 months, are going to be on the ice in WHL rinks, and then it's play for keeps. It's not going to be an easy route. So I think that's the environment right now to get to the next level. You got to be part of this. It's easier said than done. Like, everybody feels they want to put in the hours, and there's the videos out there of the Crosbys working, the Ovechkins, the Yagers that are what they do to keep at the level of play that they're at. And I know they're pros, and we're dealing with kids, but it is what's coming next for them.
Like, so excited to play on the team. I just wanted to get into it and start. It is my Bantam draft. The Bantam draft doesn't mean a big thing, but I will be getting watched by scouts. If I want it, I'll go every day and work my hardest, and I will improve. We'll be playing some good teams this year, so there's a lot of hockey to improve, so I just need to keep working my hardest and keep soaking it in.
So Jack Finley has been a buddy of mine. We played spring together. We played Pee Wee Tier 1 all together, played Pee Wee Tier 2 together. And he's a very good friend of mine, and he's a very high-end offensive player, knows how to play defense also, but he's a very high-end offensive player. If everyone stayed in Kelowna, we would have had Tanner Brown, Jack Finley, who are in POE now, and from OHA we got myself, Chase Defoe, Ben Krafishin, and if we all stayed, we would have a well-rounded team and maybe have a chance to go to provincials. I decided to leave because most of my friends were going, and I heard that the team wasn't going to be that great, and my mom really wanted me to have a good year so I could hopefully get drafted. The difference for me is every day you get to see your buddies, you go to school with them, every day you practice with them, you work out with them. It's just a great experience overall with KMHA. Yeah, like I said, you work out maybe once a week, practice twice, and then just see them on the weekends, where you see OHA teammates every day.
I would say we've made no sacrifices. It's the best decision ever. I'd never look back on it. And as long as he's happy, I'm happy. The difference between minor hockey and an academy is there's no parent involvement, definitely way less politics. If there is, I don't hear about it, I don't see it. I show up to the rink and I watch him play. Parents are the one causing the drama and the craziness in the world of hockey for these kids, and I am loving that there is none. Well, it's sad because I've seen kids over the years, great potential, just good kids, like to have them on their team, but you can see their passion for the game dying because they've been pushed too hard too soon. And perhaps it wasn't in their, it wasn't their path to make the NHL. They just wanted to be a part of a team. But unfortunately, their parents pushed them too hard and, they've kind of fallen off. It's sad to say that we can't have our kids in sport without being an outside competition that one kid is going to make the NHL over the other, if he's going to get more ice time, if he's going to be on this team and not that team. I think what it comes down to, if my kid is happy and he's smiling and he comes home from the rink and he had a good day, that's what it's all about. If he's making friends, he's made lifelong friends. Some of his best friends are on enemy teams. That's what it's about. He's a good person. I'm proud of him.
From what I watched the other day, right, I only seen OHA for about a period and a half. They use Lupin up on the point, right? He's a left-handed shot. Everything goes through him on the power play, all right? So if he has the puck, we want to come at him hard, all right? So you come straight at him, all right? Don't let him make a play on you. He's pretty nifty. He'll get to the middle of the ice. So if he does, you want to come back up, right, Jack? Take away the middle of the ice. Brownie, you come away, take away his options. We want to contain him, all right? We got to make sure that we're on him. He's about one of the only guys that makes it go for them.
Keep him to the outside. Keep him to the outside. Take him. That means everything has to be mentally ready to go against arguably the best team in the league, right?
Yeah.
In POE. Plus the rivalry that we've had over the years. Okay? Last time we played them, 6-1. Shouldn't have been a 6-1 game maybe, but they still beat us. They have tons of skill. This little drill, 3-on-3 down low, has to be better. They have enough skill where they will walk around there and put it in the net 8.5 times out of 10. And that's no disrespect to our goaltenders. They're that good. And if we're not ready to go on Friday, it's going to be a problem. The game's even changing a little bit since I've been here in the last couple of years where, we do want them to finish their checks and stuff, but it's a lot more about angles and skills and stuff like that. And POE's got a real good team. Like, they're very skilled. When you see them, you come watch them, they're pretty nice to watch, right? The last couple of years we've been up on them, and they always started off beating us at the beginning of the season. And we kind of, we're able to match them and play great games against them at the end.
Right.
But this year they are extremely skilled.
So what are you guys going to have to do to beat them today, to be successful against them on Friday?
Every little thing you can imagine. We can't have anybody taking a night off. From our goalie right through to us on the bench, all our players, we got to be alert and ready to go. What I try to say to our guys here is, look, the bar's up here, this team's up here, and now we got to try to meet it. So that's how I approach it. So this is the training room right here, the gym and stuff. Our teams and all the history up on the walls, and all the players that have gone on, or not even players, but also coaches and stuff that have gone on to bigger and better things throughout our program, right?
So who would be some of the notable players who have gone through here in the last few years?
Curtis Lazar, Joe Hickett's, Michael Rasmussen's doing really, really well with Tri-Cities this year. Jonathan Smart, Scotty Walford's playing in Victoria. Jordy Bellarief's another one. We've got a guy. The players that are really committed, I mean, you got a lot of kids that are really committed to want to do better in the sport, right? So these are the places that kind of come for them. And we don't only promote the sport because, you know, like you and I talked about with the education component of going to university and going to college, school and the game here go hand in hand. So if they're good kids, they're good students, and they're good players and they want to develop into something maybe a little more with the sport, then this is an option for them. And we don't take away anything from the minor hockey systems because all of the kids that come through the program have played at a minor hockey level, and all of those coaches have taught them in one way or another in order for them to get the skills to be here. So, you know, we need the minor hockey system for sure. But now it just seems like, I mean, if you look at, wait till the Bantam draft comes and you're going to see how many kids from Canadian School Sports Hockey League and Bantam prep level, or even some of the varsity, are drafted compared to some kids that...
The percentages of the team composition are much higher from the CSSHL
than from minor hockey anymore. Yeah, so it's a trend, and it is turning towards the academies.
Well, what about how they afford to do this, the sacrifices they have to make?
I can't personally speak for what they do to afford it, but I mean, parents always want the best for their kids, right? And it is a burden. I mean, to have, I know as a parent, like I said, I'm lucky because my boy came with me when I got the job down here, but as a parent, to let your child go at 13 or 14 years of age, to bill it out and be away from home, it's a tough call. You know, that is a big sacrifice. But like you say, again, if they're really devoted and motivated to do something with the sport, they're going to come down and be a part of this program. I mean, the academies right now, the programs are unbelievable. They are. I mean, the games are fantastic. The kids that they're coming out of the academies are amazing, and it's just getting better and better and better. And all the academies are striving now to try to one-up each other and be the best. And you know, we want their business, obviously, right? But it's the financial commitment is huge, and so is you know, just the emotional commitment in the family.
Today we're here early. We got to learn from what we've done the last few games, right? The first periods, right? We've left it up in jeopardy a little bit in the first periods. So we want to step on these guys early, right? Foot on the gas. Jack will play you in the middle today, all right? All right, and Jake in the other line, all right? Questions about anything they're doing? They're going to play us hard. They're going to get into this one-on-one battle, get us off our game. Our game is what? Speed, right? Speed kills, right? So we'll get the first period.
Got to be working hard, boys. That's what's going to take, right? To get to the upper levels of our league. You got to work hard. You got to leave everything you got on the ice today, but be disciplined, right? I want you running over everything, but be disciplined, okay? Finish checks, being physical. D, you big guys, start to play with a little more anger. Forwards, Daff, you got to go hard to the goal. You want to score goals, that's where you got to go. Chich, okay? You guys, Wyatt, everybody's hard to the net. Move your feet tonight. Ready to go, fellas? Let's get her done. Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys!
After a close checking physical period between the two teams, Jack loses a battle in front and OHA scores to go up 1-0.
What was that? You guys want to win St. Albert. On your toes, boys. On your toes. Right through him.
Trash talk takes a new form these days, often informed by where players are ranked on various websites.
Not even top 5 in the league, buddy. Hey, don't take any crap from these guys.
Jalen looks dangerous every time he's on the ice, and after POE's Tanner Brown makes a big hit, Jalen finds the loose puck and beats his man to put his team up 2-1.
Should be wide awake now. 2-1. Some of our fears, worst fears, came true. Their goalie's playing well. We took a penalty, right? We weren't able to kill the penalty. I have no idea. You need to find your way. It's a pretty simple system. We go get pucks. A puck's laying there, we go get it. Don't stand around. I don't make you stay in certain positions. I want you to go get the puck. Get on the puck this period. We're much better than what we showed now, but now you got to go and do it. Quit reading about yourselves and start playing.
POE comes out skating hard. And after the OHA captain takes a penalty, Jake Neighbors converts on the power play to even the game. Shortly after, Jack Finley finds himself alone in front and puts home a pass from Captain Ben King to put POE up by a goal.
Harder! Heads up, move it right away! There we go. Harder! Keep going, keep going!
Go, Jack! That's it, boys. Go, Craig! 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 Craigie!
Look around! Look around!
Hurry, Con! Hurry, Con!
Next time on Our Game, Hibicky takes his first long road trip north to face Prince George and their dominant defenseman Jacob Gendron. While Jack and his team head south for a game against Yale Academy,
We need these points if you want to get the first place.
with plenty of scouts watching their every move.